Heyo and welcome to Ninja Bill Reviews, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86, the movie, number 24, Ironhide. And you know, this is my first, like I said in the product review, this is my first experience with this mold, particular mold. So, you know, and by the way, I forgot to show off this backdrop that comes in the box. But that does come in the box. And another thing I wanted to point out is this is also a Buzzworthy Bumblebee. Why they crossed the lines, I'm not really sure. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments. I don't really know. But anyway, we're here to talk about this guy. And the first thing I want to point out is that this makes no sense, Hasbro. You got a nice blast effect point in there if you want to stick anything in there. That's great, except in the movie, he wasn't shot in the chest. He was shot in the back. That doesn't make sense. He was shot in the back. So that doesn't make sense. But anyway, here he is. And of course, you can store the weapons up there. Comes with those two accessories only. We'll take a quick look at those. And I've decided to start them out in vehicle mode here. Comes with these two, and they're done in black plastic and painted with this silver. And I appreciate that. It also is blast effect compatible. You can stick your blast effect on there. Boom. And you can have that. Same thing with the other one. Just both done exactly the same mold. So I appreciate it. And of course, as you saw, you can store them up there. I haven't really figured out. Maybe you can store them there. I don't know. I don't know why you would want to, but I guess you could. Get the blast effect off there, and I guess you could store it there. I guess. I don't know why you would want to. Nowhere else I can see that you could really store this. But at any rate, those are the accessories. Pretty cool. I like the fact that most of these reds match. I've heard horror stories about the Earthrise one or the Kingdom one. I forget which one. That the colors didn't match well, so I like that. I appreciate that there's blue on these windows. I don't know why. Look at that. Blue here, except for that window. That should be blue. And this one sits really low. I mean, it's just really low. But otherwise, he looked pretty good. Got a nice yellow stripe going on there. Nice silver on those wheels. Appreciate that, Hasbro. And those clip-on ones. Well, I guess they are clip-on ones, but at least they covered it up better. Nice silver going on there. Nice Autobot red on a silver background. Look at that. I dig that. Much appreciated, Hasbro. I guess this is cool, I guess. But again, it doesn't make sense considering he was shot in the back. I just don't get it. I do not get it. And I like how he transforms. I really do like this mold. I appreciate it. I do. There's the bottom. There's the top once again. And I do appreciate. I appreciate what they've done here. I appreciate the engineering. Yes, there's this going on here. But I do overall, I got to tell you, I am happy with this mold. Not happy with that, but I am happy with this mold. As my first time experiencing it, I'm just, you know, I'm really happy with this. So I've heard some complaints about this section breaking or something on the original version or original release of this, but I got to tell you, I'm pretty happy. I'm not so worried about this breaking, but I guess it can. But at least on my copy, it hasn't done so. And I got to tell you, getting this section to tab in with this was a pain in the tuchus. I'm not going to show the transformation to robot mode here, but it was a pain in the tuchus. But man, I do appreciate that. Quick comparison, stick him right there. Since I got Brawn right here, boom, there's Brawn. Pretty cool. I dig it. So get Brawn out of there, and we'll be right back with that vehicle mode. I dig it. One thing to note is I noticed it. I didn't notice this before until I started to transform, but there is actually a color difference between the plastics going on here. Look at that. I didn't notice it before, and it's not really that noticeable on camera, but there is a shade difference going on here between this section right here. All this matches, but this and this does not. Whereas all this matches with this. So what's going on there? I'm not sure, but that panel right there does not match this. It's very slightly off. I'm not sure the camera is, if the camera is picking that up, but there is a color difference going on here. Just wanted to point that out. And here he is in his robot mode, and I think he looks pretty good. I do. I think he looks pretty good. Let me adjust the camera here. And yeah, I dig him. I do. Again, this is my first experience with this mold, so I don't know about the previous iteration. So, if others have surely experienced the ups and downs with this mold before, I have not. And I like what I'm seeing here. I think there should have been like some silver on this crest up here. But other than that, you know, I'm not happy about this at all. I'm just not happy about that at all. Because again, in the movie, he was shot in the back. How does... It doesn't make sense to me, but okay, whatever. You know, some people are talking about, you know, you can swap pieces here, like swap the head and the chest piece. Okay, that's great, except, again, I never owned that iteration. But I am really happy with what I'm seeing here. He's got some nice, you know, head focus. There you go. Got a nice screaming mouth going on there. But prime type of thing going on. Anyways, blue in those eyes, gray in the face. Again, I think there should have been silver on this crest, but, you know, maybe that's just me. I like the colors going on here. Silver there. We saw that for the vehicle mode. I like the transformation of this. Oh, I gotta admit, you know, doing this section and tabbing into with this section once it's all folded out and folded up, it's kind of a pain in the butt to break that connection. But, you know, it's doable. It's doable. That sort of smoke gray going on there, or I don't know. It's a gray. Pretty cool. I dig it. And I appreciate, because apparently on the previous version, this was all clear plastic, right? All this was clear plastic. This was clear plastic. I'm glad that's not the case anymore. So, you know, I'm really happy about that. I do dig how he looks. I'm not happy about the fact that his heels got painted silver here, and they'll be, you know, depending on the surface, be dragging on that surface. So I'm not crazy about that. I am not. Anyway, here you go. He looks good from the back too. Pretty cool. Not much of a backpack per se, but you know, I kind of like maybe if these wheels would have folded in, maybe like that way. I think that would have been, you know, really helped with this figure, so they're not just hanging out back here, but we could have folded them in maybe. That'd have been nice. But otherwise, you know, it's pretty clean. And you can take his rifles and store them via those pegs on the back. Just like so. If you so choose, you can do that. But, of course, he can hold them in his hand. Boom. Take the other one and stick it in his hand. And I'm not sure what other accessories came with that other iteration, because, again, I didn't own it. But, you know, hey, it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice. For articulation, we'll get that out of the way. Head will look up. Head will look down thanks to that rotation joint there. So look down with that and with the rotation joint. Boom, you get even more. So, hey, nice. Swivel. I just now noticed that paint in this. Is that a different red as well? Wait a minute. Or is that maybe just the light? Okay, I think maybe that's just the light. All right. So, anyway, moving on. That's the head articulation. Got a swivel. Shoulders go all the way around. Go up. I love that right there. I love Hasbro doing that kind of stuff. So it's hidden, and then when he raises up his arm, you got that going on there. That gray. I dig that. So, shoulders go out that far. You do have a bicep swivel. Everything on mine is nice and tight. I appreciate that. With the elbow, you got 90 degrees. You do have wrist rotation, so I appreciate that as well. Get that out of there. And this is paint because it's red plastic and they painted it gray. Same up here. So I appreciate that. Let's see here. You have a waist swivel. This, you know, is for transformation mostly, but it can get up out of your way. Move your legs. Will kick forward that far. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm tired. It's been a long couple of months, and even longer last few days. Go out sideways that far. I did the kick forward, so kick back. There we go. That's really tight right there on that universal. So kick back that far. Pretty cool. Do have a thigh swivel. Now I will say my thigh swivels are pretty loose. Everything else is pretty tight. Knee 90 degrees. Nice and tight, except for that thigh swivel. So, boom, knee will go 90 degrees. No real up. Got a ton of back on that, thanks to the transformation, and you got a decent rocker going on there. So, all in all, you know, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Now I know why they didn't paint the upper windows. They painted it lower, because it would have looked off in the robot mode. Okay. Acceptable. Let me set him over there, and for comparison we will bring out his buddy Prowl here. So that's how those two look together. I really do. I don't enjoy this mold as much as the Cyberverse Prowl. I will admit, I like this mold. It's a great redo of that mold. I love the addition, you know, or rather the removal of the clear plastics. So I appreciate that, but I gotta say, of the two, I think he's the better figure. That's all I'm saying. Get him out of there. And so, yeah, I mean, I think this is the better of the two. I honestly do. I like the transformation, except for, you know, that hang up of this, clipping into this. I like how everything folds up and solidifies into this, you know, and it's really, really dead solid. I appreciate that. Again, except for that, you know, this one isn't bad, but no, it's this one. This one is really loose. So, hey, you know, both the wrist swivel has a wrist swivel, by the way. I kind of would have maybe liked a panel there to close over that, because otherwise everything looks, you know, not too waffly. Sure, there is in there in the thighs, especially if you raise this up, but since it's covered down, you know, I don't mind it so much. Be easy to swap out legs that way, I suppose, if you wanted to. Boom, there you go. So I really do like this guy. So this has been my look at the Transformers Studio Series number 8624 Buzzworthy Bumblebee Ironhide, and it's part of the 2-pack, and I dig it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Once again, geez, I repeated it. I'm tired. It's like 4 in the morning, all right? And I have yet to sleep because I'm still, you know, getting stuff ready. Because tomorrow's the day we're moving. So I got to get stuff ready. I'll sleep on the truck. Now, I'm not driving, so I can sleep on the truck. Anyway, where was I? Click the like button. Click the little bell icon to stay up to date. Make sure to check out my playlist. There is a Patreon link in the description below if you feel like donating to the channel. I'm hoping to reach 500 subs by the end of the year, so please, you know, help me make that happen. And above everything else, go pick this up. Because he's the better of the two. Be good to each other.